back to my channel. Today I thought I would have a little chit chat with you guys about why I raise Icelandic sheep and why I personally adore them, as well as why I recommend raising Icelandic sheep for those that are looking to get started in the sheep world. I have been raising Icelandic sheep for 4 years now, however that was not the way that I got started into the sheep world. So personally, for myself to get where I am today, there has been lots of trial and error working with different breeds and ultimately seeing what works best for me and what my goals are with the flock. Before you get into sheep, I definitely recommend sitting down, figuring out exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for a meat lamb, choose a meat breed. If you're looking something that can give you dairy, wool, and meat, think of more the triple purpose side of things. If you're looking for a certain type of wool, look into those breeds that have that certain type of wool. You're really going to want to ensure that you choose the right animal, because one animal may not fit those needs that a different animal would. So really do your research. So for me, I focus mainly on breeding stock and wool, sheepskins, and skulls, but I have done a little bit of milking. So Icelandics have been really great for that because they have been bred to be a triple purpose animal. We're gonna kind of dig deeper into why I've chosen Icelandic sheep and some of the perks of raising Icelandic sheep, because I will always recommend people to go down the path of Icelandic sheep because I truly think that they are the greatest sheep out there. One of the big things that I was looking for in a sheep breed was an animal that was going to be really hardy in our climate. So for myself, I live outside of Camrose, Alberta, and we get really cold. In the wintertime, we can get down to -40 or colder, with it feeling like -50 or colder. So choosing a sheep breed was really important this way because I needed an animal that was able to withstand the extreme cold that we get in the wintertime, as well as in the summertime. They need to be able to live out in the heat and all the elements that bring with that, and Icelandics are really great for that. With my sheep, all they have is access to a 3-sided shelter. I don't need to worry about having a barn or a fully enclosed space for them. And honestly, they usually would rather just hang outside in the cold. Usually use their sheds at night, but otherwise if you go out during the day, they're usually laying on their hay, and you can find them laying with huge piles of snow on their back. So they're really great in this weather. They've been bred to be in really cold climates. Icelandic sheep are really adaptable to the cold that we have here. The second big advantage is that Icelandic sheep are really great lambers. When I say that they're really great lambers, I'm saying that they rarely need assistance. I've only had lambs that need assistance if that they have really big horn buds, or sometimes they'll have a foot back, but otherwise moms usually just do it themselves and you come outside and have a new baby. And then what follows with that is that I have not had an Icelandic sheep reject their lamb. Like, knock on wood, I've had lambs lamb at a year of age and no rejections. Everybody's loved their babies. They have such strong maternal instincts that they shoot out the lambs by themselves and they have those babies up and nursing within a few minutes. So they are such great animals that way. They have such great genetics of really strong maternal instincts that those things just kick in immediately, and they're wonderful that way. I don't need to assist them with anything. I don't have any bottle babies, and all the babies grow really well on mom's milk. And then I guess another thing that kind of ties into that, Icelandics have a pretty good birth weight. Twins are definitely more common than singles. I know that triplets aren't uncommon in the breed. However, personally for myself, I haven't run into triplets. Twins are definitely better because sheep only have 2 teats. 2 teats are only able to support 2 lambs. You might be able to keep 3 on them. I did have a Rido at one point and she was able to keep all her triplets on her. However, summer would be a little bit iffy just because it can be harder on mom. Twins are definitely better. You might see triplets. Point 3 that kind of ties into the conception and growth of them. Ram lambs can be bred very early on. My ram lambs show interest in the ewes within 2 months. They're like, okay, I'm ready, send me out on pasture. And then the ewe lambs as well. Everybody can be bred at 7 months. I don't breed my ewe lambs personally, but I have in the past. I do know a lot of farmers who are successful in breeding them. All my ewe lambs start cycling between 6 and 7 months and are already showing interest. In the past, when I have bred them at 7 months, they've been very successful lambing at a year old. Icelandic sheep are a good way that way. You don't need to raise them until a year and a half. You can breed them their first fall and be able to get some profit out of them. Point 4 is that they are great for triple purpose usage. Icelandics have been bred for meat, wool, and dairy. They have the option to be used for all those 3 purposes, whether you're looking for any of those 3 or if you're looking for all 3. A little thing with the wool, as I'm very much focused on the wool side of things, is Icelandics can be sheared twice a year. So they are one of the breeds that have really fast growing wool. So if you didn't shear them twice a year, you might run into the risk of really felted VM filled fleeces. Because they grow their fleeces so fast, you have the option to shear them twice a year. That is what I do, and it means that you can get a gorgeous fall fleece out of them. If you're wanting to get Icelandics for your own fiber usage, you can get 2 fleeces out of them every year, as well as if you're looking to sell them to fiber artists, then you can make that profit twice a year. And I guess the last thing, they're kind of a medium-ish sized sheep. For me, I am only 5'1", and someone who's 5'1" and very petite, it's harder to do stuff on the farm, and I can still handle them myself. I'm able to flip them on their bums for hoof trimming. I can hoof trim them myself, and I can move them around and do everything that is daily tasks besides vaccinating by myself. That like includes ear tagging, hoof trims. I've done hand shearing by myself. Kind of all the daily tasks I can do by myself, which is really nice. If you're smaller, looking for something that's easier to handle, or even something that is really good around kids, this will also be your breed. And then a few little extra things that I personally really adore with the Icelandics. One thing is that you have the option of polled and horned. So Icelandics have a huge variety of polled and horns. Some sheep are polled with horn ancestry, some are polled without, and then the same goes for horned. Some have polled ancestry and then some do not. If you really want Icelandic sheep but aren't too sure about the horns, you can have the option to go the polled route, and if you don't want polled and you'd rather all horned, then you can go the way of horned sheep. Second thing which I adore with Icelandics is that there's a huge range of colors. Each sheep is so unique in their own way, not only in personality but also color wise. You typically see sheep that are just white. Icelandics can come brown, black, gray, white, brown and white, black and white, spotted. Like there's a whole big variety of tones and patterns and solid colors and all that fun stuff that you can get with Icelandics. You can have a whole flock that is super unique in their own different ways, and that is what I adore so much about them. And I guess the last thing that I really adore with them is that there's a good market for them. I found that Icelandics have kind of started to grow in popularity. So if you're like me, you may be considering doing some more breeding stock. Icelandics are a really great animal that you can find sellers for. I sell all my lambs privately. I really prefer to do privately versus the auction. I personally feel better selling privately. You can connect with the buyer, you can make more off of that animal, and it just feels better. I like to know where the animal is going, so by selling privately, it means that I can get updates of the lamb. I can know kind of how they're doing, and it just makes me personally, as the person who breeds and raises them, to know better that they are in a great home. So with that being said, I have been very successful in selling my lambs privately, as there is a growing market for them. There is really a really good market once you find your people to purchase those babies from you and make a profit from them. So heritage breed, very hardy animals. Good mothering instincts, easy lambers, lambs grow fast, great for triple purpose usage. They can be used for meat, dairy, and wool. The lambs grow fast. The ram lambs are able to be bred their first fall. The ewe lambs can also be bred to lamb at a year old, and they do really well on that. They can be horned versus polled, so you have the option to go whichever route you please. Range of colors. Each sheep is unique. You don't need a certain color. They aren't all white and boring. You can be fun like that. Market for them. Next thing is that they are small and easy to work with, and they are really good around kids as well. Before I finish this, we're going to add this because my brain blanked and I just thought of this. The next point, the 9th point, is that they are very parasite resistant. I FOMACHA score check every month and just make sure that everybody is okay. They do really well. It's rare that you need to jump in there with heavy dewormers. They're very parasite resistant as long as you got really good pasture rotation and take care of them that way through the FOMACHA score and the rotation. They're really, really good. That's a huge bonus with them as well, is you don't need to be so worried about them. You just make sure that you do your regularly health checks and then they'll be all set. So those are kind of the 9 things that I really adore with them, and hopefully these kind of help you determine if Icelandic sheep will be a fit for you or not. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as well as you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video that I post. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.